back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, RK Motorsports Consulting, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and Profab Headers and Exhaust. What is going on? I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up with you, man?
I don't know it, but I don't know it. Trying to tried to stay out of the heat today, then got rained on. I was like, hey, how about that?
Hey, man, at least we're getting rain every day, seems like. But
That's a
it's
good and a
cooling us
bad thing.
off some.
Yeah, it dropped from like
Exactly.
90 something to 75 degrees at the shop day. I was like, well, that's
Yeah,
nice.
it's nice for a minute. And then once the rain goes away, it gets like 180% humidity. So,
Oh, yeah.
it is what it is.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
and take.
Oh, yeah. Always
Yep.
something.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, it's been good, man. It's been a good week. Been a lot of productive stuff here at work for me. And, you know how it is in the heat of the summer with plants and all stuff tears up. So they call on us all the time right now. So it's been good for us.
Hey, can't, it's sucky work when it's that hot, but, it pays the bills, I reckon.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure your work's picking back up now with the buses being on the road. So,
Well,
uh,
see, ours is actually backwards, kind of. Well, yeah, to some extent. I mean, it's different, though, because in the summertime, when the buses aren't running, but there isn't much time that buses aren't running anymore. They got some programs or either summer school or something like that going on literally the entire year now.
year round.
I think they were off. I didn't have buses running, I think, for like 2 weeks during the summer. That was it.
Wow. Huh.
But I have a lot more to do in the summertime because we have what we call them ARs, which are annual repairs. And pretty much
Right.
the buses coming in and they get, we at least check the brakes. Most of them get new brakes, all fuel filters, just preventive maintenance stuff. And so that keeps us busy through the summertime. Well, then, like last week, it was pretty busy, but it was like little stuff. It was like we had a bunch of calls to little stuff. And what it is, I hate to say it, but it's drivers that a lot of them are new.
Yep.
And so they don't know what they can keep on running with or what they really have to stop for. So they're calling you for little stupid stuff. So there was
Right.
one day last week I just rode like all day long. Just from bus to bus, just doing nothing really.
Well,
So,
maybe they'll get used to it and everything will chill out a little bit, I hope.
well,
But
day wasn't too bad. They kind of seemed to. So kind of tapered off towards the end of last week, and then today wasn't bad at all. So get back to getting some routine maintenance stuff done instead of oddball stuff.
right.
So should know.
Damn, folks.
Should know. You know. Well, other than that,
Well, I went to a race this weekend, but it was horses, so
you went
it
to
was a
see,
little different, but it was still a race. It
you,
reminded me so much of the go-kart track, but
uh,
because
re-
you pull up there and you got I mean, it's just a small outdoor arena for barrel racing, and all the trailers parked around the arena just like they used to back in the day with the go-karts. It was cool, bro. It was just reminding
it,
me of the go-kart track.
it was some real horsepower.
Real horsepower.
Where was that at?
That was in Benson, North Carolina.
Benson.
Um,
Oh yeah, up towards
yeah, Dunn, Benson area.
Benson. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I had to go up to Smithfield, pick the boat up this past weekend anyway, so it worked out good. It was only about 30 minutes away, so
Oh yeah.
went to the horse show pulling the boat. It looked kind of odd, but it worked.
Hey, you should find you some of them big old horses or something. Just hook the boat up to the horses. That'd have been great.
Yeah, it would be. There was a mule out there, a humongous mule too,
Yeah.
but I ain't never seen one that big. See,
Yeah.
that's what I needed.
Yeah. Just hook the boat up to him.
That's right.
Oh, we went and did a little bit of racing this past weekend back over at Florence Motor Speedway. Did not have a good day over there. I mean, it wasn't bad in the sense of, tore anything up, come home. It's all in one piece. So live to race another day, but just, yeah. Just,
Well, it's difficult. Now, we already talked about this briefly a little bit before, but you can go on some more about it. But it's hard when half the field, per se, half the field,
yeah.
has got older tires like you have, and the other half the field has got new tires. And you fighting a half a second difference pretty much all day, only because of tires. That's tough.
Yeah, well, this is what it seemed like to me, and I talked to some people about it. See, what happened was, let everybody know what went on to cause this issue. There's no tires to be had for a legend car. You can't just call somewhere, order tires. There's none of that right now. I understand that. But what happened was the summer shootout went on June, July, finished up last week. Well, they allowed everybody that entered the summer shootout, which was held on those, like Tuesday and Wednesdays, or maybe some Mondays here and there.
Yeah.
Anyway, they allowed them to get a set of tires, one set of tires per car. That's what it was. Well, since and they were impounding the tires between races. Well, since it ended, they gave everybody their tires. Well, I don't know. I ain't throwing nobody under the bus, nothing like that, because I wasn't there to see it, but I heard through the grapevine, you know how word travels in this sport, that there were some people that were saying, you got one set of tires per car, so they were just registering 5, 6, 10 cars, and they didn't even have cars. They might have had one just to get a set of tires, more tires.
Wow.
And so, well, now they've released the tires from all the impound and everything. And so now they've all got fairly new tires, or at least newer, ones they raced some on shootout. I know there's some people went and just practiced and stuff and got theirs and everything. I guess that's probably what I should have done. Just took a day off work, went and practiced one time and let them sit up there. I don't know. But literally, I finished in ninth place, which is where I started, where I was all day long. I was the first car that that finished our race that had no way taking part in the shootout stuff and had a new set of tires. Everybody in front of me had at least newer set of tires.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's aggravating.
Yeah,
it's tough to, and it's so aggravating because you see your times are so far off, and it's just like, man, I don't know what else I can do, because the car didn't necessarily feel bad. I mean, I just felt like I couldn't drive it any harder, or it would have. But felt like I was getting all the car had out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
well, exactly. And like you said, I mean, the last week's race, the boy that won the race, he finished second. The boy that won the race was 0.3 to a half a second faster a lap.
Yeah.
Was he pretty much that same difference throughout the weekend this past weekend?
From me, yes.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So that's pretty much the deal. I mean, that's the difference. Y'all weren't off from last week,
right?
Necessarily at all.
We were actually a little faster than last week. Yeah.
See, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, ain't it though? So that was what we did there. I don't know. It was all right. It was another day at the track. It was fun. But it was a long day. It rained, stormed, come up, wind was howling and everything else. Tents was flying again.
Oh Lord.
We had weights on ours though, and then when I saw it coming, we lowered it down. I took ratchet straps and strapped it to the car. I said, keep the car dry and keep the tent from going blowing away.
There you go. That's right.
So it was good, but so that made it a long day. We and plus they were starting later anyway. They wouldn't even open gates didn't even open till 1 o'clock, which I was fine with. I was fine with not having to sit in the sun and in the heat all day long because we've been here lately. I know, like a few weeks ago, we were at Dillon at like 10 o'clock in the morning and had to stay there till like I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock at night, and it just
Right.
was a
Yeah, that's
really
tough.
long day. So I mean, we got out of there when I left, and I went through the payout window and all that stuff. So it was a little ways after the race. I left the track uh at 12 o'clock, I think it was.
Okay.
So I mean, it was a
Well,
long
we'll
night,
be
but
close.
once the rain quit, they got the show on the road to everybody's cut everybody's practice back to, instead of we normally get 2 10-minute rounds, cut everybody's back to 2 5-minute rounds. And racing still started. I think it was 7:30, so it wasn't running, but about 30 minutes behind, far as that. But just I guess having abbreviated practice sessions, some cars was having a little tougher time out there. We had a big old pile up in the Bandolier rows. Nothing really, not bad stuff, but they just took a while to get all of them off the track. Um, had a
Right.
few other wrecks that just or stuff happened, like Wayne Locklear. I don't know, transmission locked up or rear end locked up. He was leading like by a long shot. Went down in the went was turning in, going in one, and this rear tires just locked up. And so
Right.
just stuff like that just took a little longer. I mean, wasn't nothing track could do. Steve and them, Steve Zacharias and the gang over there at Florence Motor Speedway ran a good show over there. And speaking of, real quick, I want to uh the tech man over there, head tech man at Florence Motor Speedway, Mr. Mike Cox. He actually ran one of the vintage cars Saturday night. First time he'd been in a car in like 20 years, 20, 30 years, something like that.
Huh.
And won in the vintage car. And
Wow.
but then we were talking about he had to have some tests done today, heart cath and stuff done today. He said it was funny because they he says doctor because doctor monitored. I think he's got a pacemaker or something, but it's one that the doctor monitors himself. He said he'd probably be calling me Monday morning to see what was going on.
Uh
So,
huh.
but anyway, so he went and had heart cath done today, and they found some blockages. He's going to have surgery. So everybody remember him in your prayers, if you will. Super nice guy over there, Mr. Mike Cox.
For sure.
But anyway, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get to it here. Let's this young man here uh had him a good run there at Florence Motor Speedway this past weekend, but he's good everywhere. Let's go to the phone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on the phone now is a I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna say he's my driving coach. I go to him with all my questions when I'm at the track when he's there. Anyway, Jadan Bowling, what is going on, man?
Hey buddy, how you doing? I appreciate you letting me be on the show, and let's talk about some good stuff.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's cool. But I want to tell you up front, since I just told you my driving coach, I'm gonna tell everybody. Literally, like this past weekend, we were at Florence Motor Speedway, and I was just off. So I literally walk over to the trailer, and I'm like, man, but where are you letting off at? Where are you getting back on at? And Jay's like, man, I'll tell you exactly where. And he shows me. So I appreciate that, man. It's tough here in my rookie season, you know.
I like helping people because at one time, which I still am at that point, in certain times you just get in a struggle, and then it seems like no matter what you do, nothing works. So, like when you told me, we had a little bit of car troubles and some driving troubles, and we we got it figured out for the most part. Anything I could do to help you or any other racer, I gladly would do so because I never really got that coming up. Uh, my coach was my pops, and anything I did wrong, he would tell me, and we just finally got all the weak links out. And every now and then I'll mess up, like I did this past weekend. I didn't get through lap traffic like I was supposed to anyway. I caught him at the wrong time, and I was pretty bummed out with the way that deal worked out. But all in all, it was a pretty good weekend.
For
We
sure.
just gotta find a little more speed next time we go back. But I think that we're right where we need to be.
For sure, man. Well, I want to go back real quick before we get too far in it. Man, I really just want to let you introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are. Obviously, we know you're driving legend cars, but we're gonna get into a little bit more here in a little while. But introduce yourself. Tell them who you are, where you're from, all that fun stuff.
Well, my name's Jadan Bowling. I'm from Holden Beach, South Carolina, or North Carolina, sorry. And 17 years old. I turned 17 this year, the 4th of July. And like you said, we got started in the Dirt Legends last year. And then this year we've moved up to the Asphalt Legends and also moved up to the 305 Sprint cars. And then next year we plan on running a full season with Christopher Bell Racing in the 600 micros. And so really, we're just trying to keep the momentum going that we had in the Dirt Legends, and I feel like we're doing that in the Asphalt Legends, and hopefully I can carry that on to the Sprint car. I do a lot of studying, a lot of research to be the best that I can be behind the wheel, which makes it a little bit easier on the crew chief, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, he just kind of breezes over this started, in 2021 stuff. But also, Jaden was the 2021 North Carolina State Dirt Legends Young Lions champion. So,
Yeah, we were able to accomplish a lot last year. We was, like you said, 2021 Young Lions state champion for North Carolina, and then we was leading the nationals, and we had some malfunctions with the right rear shock, so that's one of the reasons why we didn't finish strong. I think we still ended up second, uh, and then won several races. We won the Dirt Cup Challenge 2 times in a row. I missed the first race, which put me behind the points, and then we were going into county line, and it come down to either me or Sanowski winning, and I feel like I had the car to win, and then because that tire was pretty abrasive, or that track was pretty abrasive on the tires, so my plan was just to kind of lay back and ride a little bit till it counted, and which I did. But then when I tried to go, then we were able to get motor problems. So I was still able to finish a second place, but I definitely feel like I could have won that one. And then we won several times at Fayetteville Motor Speedway, which was a big accomplishment. And just trying to, like I said, keep the momentum going because that's what it's all about until we get to the top. So we're gonna do all that we can to get there.
yeah, man. So to go back a little bit even farther, real quick, where did you actually get your first start in racing in general at?
I started in go karts when I was 10. I'd done that up until I think it was around 16. We started because my pops he ran karts and won several big races and was the man. And then I got started in it. We won several big races and we're starting to get on top. And then we started looking at some legend races and started going to Fayetteville and watching. And we were able to jump into them a little late into the season and really just took off from there.
There you go. There you go. Well, all right. So you just mentioned like you ran Fayetteville last year, and you've run even some there this year, and in the legend car, but you've moved over, focusing seems like a lot more on asphalt on the legend car side. What drove that for you?
Well, for me, I like to kind of do it all. So I just kind of take it step by step in each division. You know, we got good on the dirt legends, and then So we figured, it's time to move step up to the asphalt legends, start winning some big races there, which we haven't quite got to the point where we think we need to be or where we need to be. So we're working hard to get to there, and I think now we're the closest we've ever been. So, but really, like Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell and all of them, especially Christopher, they'll go run a cup race and then a micro race and then a sprint car race, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool, and they're up front in all of it. So I want to kind of be good on asphalt and dirt. That's really what drove that operation.
Speaking of those guys, I feel like, talking about them, it just really seems like that it kind of just keeps you on your toes, I guess, being able to go back and forth from one to the other. It kind of keeps you humble, I guess, in some ways, and but also, like I said, it keeps you on your toes and on your game, really.
Definitely keeps you on your game. Like we had one weekend we ran. Actually, I tested a dirt legend Friday at Fayetteville, and then Saturday I went and ran the asphalt legend. And then as soon as I got done with that race, I packed up and headed to Fayetteville to finish the night off with the dirt legends. And I definitely feel like it keeps you up on your toes. It always keeps you learning, always keeps you searching. And I think once you get good, once you're good to where you can transition from one to another and still be competitive to where you left off, it definitely improves your driving for sure.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, you talked about moving. You went to asphalt a little more this year, but now you're transitioning a little more, focusing on a sprint car, 305 Sprint. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we talked to Jeff Oliver. He was running at Fayetteville. We were last year we were running the Dirt Legends, and we went over and talked to him, and I think he just pretty much dominated the whole 305 Carolina Sprint Tour. So we talked to him, and we're just kind of getting our feet wet in it, just exchanging some ideas and talking with him, and then we we kind of got together again at Lakeview, and then we were like, man, if you ever want to rent this car out, let's keep us in mind. So we, got on the phone with them and throughout the week, and then we finally was able to work a deal out to get a rental with him, and I was gonna see how it goes.
Cool, man. Well, you've tested that thing a couple times, haven't you?
Yeah, we will only have one test session.
Okay.
Going into the first race, we tested at Lakeview a while back. It's probably been a month or so now, so it's going to be definitely a new learning experience. Definitely will going to have to basically start over with everything I learned in the legend stuff, dirt and asphalt, and kind of make a whole new way. So I definitely like new challenges, and this is definitely will be a new challenge. So we'll just have to pick up where we left off and keep the momentum rolling.
For sure, man. Well, speaking of, I know it's got to be pretty much night and day, but going at least from, let's say, the dirt legend side and jumping in at 305, how big of a difference is there? How much of a learning curve do you really think you'll have there?
Well, as far because dirt legends is pretty much all over the place. I feel like that is one of the hardest things to get a hold of, for many reasons. For one, they're not. You always feel like you're out of control and all over the place, and for two, you got plenty of power where throttle control is pretty important. So I think between those two things, it won't be a walk in the park, but I don't think it'll be impossible either. Um, only time will tell. I've only got one test session in it, and we felt comfortable. We come up to speed pretty quickly, but not to the speed that we need to be. So we're just gonna have to start running some races here and clocking in some laps and just fill this thing out. But I think towards the end of the year we should be winning some races hopefully.
Well, when's your well, I know you had one race scheduled, but it got rained out. So when's your next scheduled race in the 305?
Our next scheduled race is October 19th at Cherokee Speedway, which is on a Friday, and then August 19th at August 19th at Cherokee Speedway, and then August 20th at Lawrence Speedway. So we'll be having a double header, which will help a lot, especially with me just getting started.
For sure, man. For sure. All right. Well, you brought up a little while ago, moving into some works with Christopher Bell. Tell us how, first of all, how that came about.
Man, that was kind of a ordeal there. We had a buddy that lived up there real close to Millbridge, Sandy Mansfield, which is also one of our primary sponsors, and we went up there and was hanging out, and then I got looking at some scheduling and stuff, and they happened to have a race at Millbridge that night. And so we went down there and just kind of hung out, and Christopher ended up winning it. And so we decided, we'll go over there and talk with them because I'd read something on Facebook saying that, Christopher was starting up a rental program. So we went over there and talked to him and got his number, and slowly but surely was able to work a deal out to be able to run with him full time. So that was a really, really big accomplishment just to be able to run with a guy like that, winning the cup races, having solid top fives, and as successful as he's been throughout his whole career. So that kind of made my whole year. We just gotta hit the fast forward to next year, but that was like a dream come true. So hopefully we could get in there and start winning some races.
There you go, man. There you go. Well, good deal, man. Well, cool stuff. When did you say you're gonna be starting? That's gonna be a next year deal.
Yeah. We that'll be for next year.
I got you. Cool, man. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, so right now you leading the points there at Florence Motor Speedway over here with us. I saw it today. You ahead by a little. I don't. Did you see the schedule change by chance for Florence today?
Yeah, the schedule changed. I think they got us on there for August 20th. So I was a little concerned about that. I mean, that'll pretty much end my points. Anything for points championship. So hopefully, I don't. Man, things could change from now and then. We could get rained out, or they could get rained out, or whatever. So I'm kind of banking off of one of them raining out. If I had to guess, I would hope it would be Florence, but
yeah,
I wouldn't wish that on my competitors going.
Well, I'm not gonna wish it on them either, but I said the same thing because I can't be there 20th. I scheduled something on the 20th myself, so I was like, dang.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that I'm moving up, I gotta look at the bigger picture.
That's right.
And we've had success in Legends, but now it's time to move up. So for us to do as good as we have there, I can't complain. We had a pretty good points lead, and then we missed two races, which we were still ended up leading the points after those. I mean, if it wasn't for my other stuff that I had planned on those other two races, we would have definitely made it to that one. So I just guess it's a little late to worry about it now.
I talked about it a little bit at first of this show, but how crazy this year's been with our tire situation, and it's just it's been aggravating, and I know it's been it's crazy because me and you were talking the other night at the track how y'all were coming to the track and just felt like you were way off, and gonna find out. I mean, it's just you're doing the best you can and getting all you can out of the car, and just sometimes it's just the tires they're just not there.
Yeah, the last race there when we finished second, that was pretty frustrating because I no doubt felt like I had the winning car. But then seems like no matter what we did, the car was just always the same. So then come to find out, like you said, it was a tire shortage. And this year this weekend we kind of picked it way up.
Yeah.
We still got a little bit of work to do, but not much. Not as much as we showed we had to do the last race, that's for sure.
I hear you there. Well, cool, man. Well, Before we let you go, tell everybody who all's helping you out on that car this year. Who all you got on there?
Well, with our Legend car, well, actually, we pretty much got the same guys on Legend car. First of all, I got to thank my grandpa and grandma, East Coast Handrails. They've been the biggest part of my career and the reason why it's going the way it's going. Mr. Sandy Mansfield at Mansfield Heating and Air, he's a secondary sponsor, and he helps out greatly. And if it wasn't for him, it would be tough to do what we're doing. Um, Alex Wireless, he is a big deal. He's sponsoring our Legend car and the Sprint car, right along with Mr. Mansfield, Heating and Air, and of course, Grandpa and Grandma. So most importantly, I got to thank the good Lord for showing us all a favor and allowing me to do what I love and do it as much as I do. So I'm
Amen, brother.
forever grateful for that, and hopefully the good Lord keeps showing us favor, and we'll keep this thing pointing in the right direction.
That's right, man. That's right, for sure. Well, I'm gonna tell you now. I love to see it when y'all pull up to your track. Anyway, for no other reason, but I know it. Tell everybody out here, they don't just bring a regular old grill to the track. No, they bring the smoker out to the track.
Hey man, you gotta eat good. We like to get there early and then pop. So there's something on the smoker, and that'll be what we eat for after the races. And then this past weekend, Kip Thompson, the voice of Victory Lane, he come down there with us and cooked us up some chicken wings, and we just had a good old time. So that's what it's all about.
Nope. I'm telling you, man. I was standing there, and all of a sudden, somebody come bringing me a plate of chicken. I was like, awesome.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a lot easier on the weekend, especially as hot as it is. Every now and then, it's good to just wind down and kind of relax a little bit. Of course, you don't get that much at the track, but anything's better than nothing.
That's right. That's right. Well, cool, man. Well, you got anything coming up this weekend?
This weekend, as of now, we do not have nothing coming up.
Okay.
I think this weekend was supposed to be Friendship with the Carolina Sprint Tour, and that canceled. So that would be the thing this weekend. We'll just get prepared for the doubleheader next week.
Good deal.
I think I was looking at some scheduling there at Sonoya. They have I think a big 360 race coming up this weekend. If we don't do anything else, we'll just run our old 305 to 360s and just kind of shake it down. But I can't guarantee anything at this point. But if anything does come up, everybody can just go to Jadan Bowling Motorsports on Facebook, and that'll be where our scheduling and results and everything we do at Jadan Bowling Motorsports will be on there. So everybody be sure to go like and follow the page, and I'll stay tuned there for the updates.
That's right. Y'all heard it. Well, one thing I want to ask you before another thing I want to ask you before you get off. Man, you're moving, Legends to Sprints to everything there, and you talked about, with Christopher Bell, all that good stuff. Where is it that you hope to put yourself one day? What is the ultimate goal for you in racing?
Well, one day I want to do exactly what Christopher Bell's doing. I want to be able to go and run the Cup race on Sunday, and Tuesday or Wednesday be at Millbridge just racing, and then being somewhere Friday and Saturday. It's just really, I want to definitely make it to Cup racing. That's number one. And then whenever we reach that goal, then finish off strong with the dirt. So I want to kind of be able to do it all with the plan.
That's what I was going to ask. Is there any ambition in there to get in a like a dirt late model?
Yeah, definitely. Right now we can't do that. Just especially with as much as stuff costs now.
Right.
It's tough to be able to do what we're doing. And actually, if currently looking for any sponsorship, some big sponsorship, if we could get it to help out, especially with fuel prices, and just seems like the cost of living has went up. So definitely sponsorship, definitely won't turn any down. But yeah, definitely some super late models and some Woo series. The plan is, like I said, get the cup racing, and then we'll run some sprint cars, and then some super late models, and really just whatever we can, all we can.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard that there. If if you were looking to sponsor anything, or if you weren't even looking to sponsor anything, I'm just letting you know. Go ahead and jump on board with Jaden there, and your return on investment will be great because he's gonna give you TV time. He's gonna give you victory lane time too. So definitely jump on board.
Yeah, the good Lord's willing, that's the plan. And anybody that is a potential sponsor, just message Jadan Bowling Motorsports, and uh, we'll certainly go over it and stay in touch.
For sure, man. Well, good deal, buddy. Well, man, I know I probably won't see you before you go to go run the sprints there. Best of luck to you there. Can't wait to see you back at the track, hang out some there, and maybe I can run up front with you at some point there. Who knows?
Yeah, man, you'll get up there in no time, and I greatly appreciate everything, and appreciate allowing you for allowing me to be on the show, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, man. Well, everybody, y'all definitely tell them one more time where to find you at on all your social medias.
Jadan Bowling Motorsports on Facebook, and that'll be all of our updates and scheduling and racing and just everything that happens in the Jadan Bowling Motorsports stable.
All right. Well, man, I sure appreciate you coming on, hanging out for a little while tonight, and can't wait to see you in that sprint car for sure, and everything else you got going on, man. Can't wait to see the results and just watch your talent at work there, man.
All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate it, and if there's any way that I can help you when I'm going doing something else, just feel free to text, and we'll help you the best I can.
Well, I sure appreciate that, man, because I need all the help I can get. All right, guys, that is Mr. Jadan Bowling here on Chicken Bone Alley. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a name y'all better write down if you can't remember it, but I imagine you can. Mr. Jadan Bowling, he's that's gonna be a name you hear for a long time. Young man, he has a lot of talent,
Yeah, absolutely. He's fast in everything he gets in, and we'll have a lot of opportunities moving forward. A lot of people want to see him in their equipment, I'm sure, in the years to come. And that's something we always wish we got, like the breaks, coming up and getting opportunities to get in some good equipment. And he's definitely into some good stuff, and he's one of the better younger drivers coming up right now.
for sure. And that's one thing I say to him, and I say every time is he works for it all day long at the track, working on the car. He's the one working on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like anybody else is there working on it for him. I mean, his granddad's there obviously helping him, but and whoever else is there with him, sometimes brother and some other family and stuff like that. I mean, they're help, but he's hands on that car all day long. So
right. And the younger people nowadays, honestly, a lot of younger guys coming up, some of them don't even know nothing about the car for sure. And some of them are not not easy to talk to, I guess, if you will. He's just a regular old dude to cut up with you and have a good time with you. So yeah, he's gonna go a long way
for sure. It's good to see good guys like that coming up in the sport. I like it. I like those a lot. I don't like to see I don't know. I'm not talking junk because I know there's some talent out there, but it irritates me when you see the rent-a-ride cars, they're just
right.
flying, and you see the guys that are driving it, they get out and sit on their little director-looking chair all afternoon. It's just like, really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm over here
Yeah, exactly.
busting my tail on this thing, and you're just sitting there.
Right.
But I guess that's what it does. So it's cool to see people who aren't like that running up front, doing big things.
Yeah, for sure.
But so anyway, guys, well, let's move on here. We got this week's edition of Hot Laps.
This is Hot Laps, presented by SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you hear this is another edition of Hot Laps, presented by SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. And tonight we got another twofer. It is ladies' night here on Hot Laps. We got Kylie and Erica here. How are y'all doing?
Good. How are you doing? Doing great. Thank you. We're so happy to be here.
Happy to have y'all on. Oh, cool stuff. How is y'all's Monday been?
Well, it's a Monday, so it's been good. It's been a little busy, but not too bad.
Oh, good deal. Well, last time I saw you, Erica, you were running around behind Randy all the time, the whole time at Charlotte, so it can't be as busy as that.
No, definitely not.
Anytime you try to keep up with Randy, you're the one that's wore out at the end of the day. Oh, well, cool deal. All right, well, I want y'all to kind of introduce yourselves and kind of tell us what your position is there at SRI. Kylie, we'll start with you.
All right. Well, my name is Kylie Labby. I am the executive and HR assistant here at SRI. I kind of do a little bit of everything. I help with marketing, HR work, help with all the executives, whatever they need. I do a lot of events here. Pretty much everything except for sales.
You're the only one around there not selling everything. Eh? That's great. That is great. Good deal. All right, Erica, same question to you. What's your position up there at SRI?
My name is Erica Mader. I've been here about over a year and a month, I'd say. I'm the administrative assistant here, so basically the receptionist. I answer sales calls and forward customer calls to the salesman they need to speak to. I help customers get back to emails, but I have done some stuff with Randy Keene outside, like the World of Outlaws race that I met you last year. Also help with some marketing stuff like the contingency packets for NASCAR and some event stuff. And I help some of the accounting ladies.
You do a little bit of everything.
Yep. Yeah. We're the jack of all trades here. Yeah.
Exactly. I love it. All right, well, back to you, Kylie. Other than SRI, how are you involved, or how'd you get involved in any racing?
Well, I mean, my family's been in it for as long as I remember. It wasn't my original plan to get into racing, but I graduated with a master's degree, like peak COVID time. So I just was applying anywhere and everywhere. So I ended up meeting with Greg, and it was on ever since. I've been here since that interview. So it's really interesting. I never thought I would get into racing, but here I am, and I'm really enjoying it so far.
Oh, you said your family was involved in racing?
Yes. My dad has been in NASCAR since he was like 18, 19. So I've been around it my entire life, and yeah, we in there.
well, give us a little background there. You going in races with him and stuff like that. Give us a little background on him and how that's been, and going to races and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so he was a crew chief for multiple drivers as I was growing up. So he would always take us to the races, and my brother and I would always, run around in the infield, and we were reckless. So we we just grew up in the infield and being around NASCAR. So it was really interesting. You know, that's, I guess, not really a traditional way of growing up, but that's how we grew up. So I don't know. It's always been in our family. So it's nice to be on a different side of that aspect here working at SRI.
For sure. I don't know. I feel like it's one of them things that, especially down here in this area, that
Right.
it's almost more unusual to not grow up around racing.
You're right. You are absolutely right.
Erica, tell us a little bit about you. How'd you get involved in racing?
So it's a little similar to Kylie. My dad and my grandfather were involved in racing as well. My grandfather is a member of the Alabama Auto Racing Pioneers. My dad was, he raced ARCA, and he was the first one to drive under the lights at Winston.
Wow.
So I guess it's just something that, like, basically like Kylie, me and Kylie graduated the same year of college. I have a sport and tourism degree. So it's not something that I had really planned to get into either, but it's just I kind of fell into it. My sister followed SRI on Facebook actually, and she saw the job posting for administrative assistant that they were hiring. She sent it to me, and I applied to the position, and Jim Goff actually emailed me back, and he saw that I was a catamount. I went to Western Carolina, and so did he. So, yeah, so I've just been here ever since.
Hey, well, that's how you do it. That is how you do it. So, I know y'all said y'all kind of help with some events and everything else going on around there. So, what events y'all got coming up for the rest of this year that y'all are really,
Well,
the big stuff going on?
yeah, we have the World Short Track and the World Finals coming up. We'll have a hospitality tent and trailers set up for both events. So we will be there in the hospitality tent. For those listening, if you're going, come see us. We'll have food and beverages.
Yes.
You know how SRI does it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we have a PRI at the end of the year. So a couple big things. We're really looking forward to the World Short Track and World Finals, though.
Yeah, that's always a big time.
Oh, yeah.
We should be there. I plan on being there. I'll put it that way. All right. So I know you both said you're not technically in sales or anything like that, but being around the shop there, and you're seeing customers walking around, picking up stuff. What seems like some of the popular and big requested or big items that customers are picking up around there?
I would say considering, I mean, I talk to the customers every day. Usually it's about bolts, fuel, VP fuel,
Welding gas.
Draco springs, valves. Those are usually our common questions, our daily questions that we get.
Nice.
A lot of different oils, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, they got all.
But I mean, we sell all types of stuff. I still haven't even figured out everything that we sell.
Not even close.
I don't think anybody there ever figures out everything that y'all sell because there's so much. I mean, between new and used, it's always something different in there.
Yeah, it is.
So with that being said, of all the different stuff, there's always some very unique items in there. What's some of the unique or different things that you've seen come through SRI?
Well, we recently just figured out that we have RC cars, and we set them up in a different position, and all of a sudden they're like flying off the shelves. We had like Napa RC cars, orange ones. I mean, we tested it out. We took it out in the parking lot, and those things are fast. So I guess they saw us modeling it, and they were like, "Ooh, great!"
Hey,
yeah,
whatever works,
right?
I think another cool thing that we started selling was the click-bond stuff.
Oh yes.
So like we have some marketing guys come in and some other guys that work at click-bond. Do you know what click-bond is?
I do not. What do they do?
So click-bond, the guy told us it started with the guy who flew airplanes, and he created this adhesive that makes it, instead of having to drill into the planes, or so there would be holes in the fuel tank, and they would patch it with this click bond. And so it just started becoming more well known that it was a super strong adhesive, and it made it more aerodynamic, lighter for them to. You didn't have to drill into the fiberglass, things like that. So then NASCAR, I guess they're using it for the next gen, instead of having to use drill, into the cars and stuff.
Right.
So that we just started selling a few months ago, which I think is pretty cool that NASCAR is thinking, outside of, like, that's super different. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't even know what it, haven't even heard about it.
For sure. I haven't either, so that's awesome.
Yeah, you'll have to come and check it out.
I'm going to have to. I remember, I want to tell a unique item I thought I saw there, and I cannot remember the brand name of it, so forgive me. But I know it was like a year ago or so. There was a company that was selling, well, it was through SRI. Y'all had these billet aluminum yo-yos up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We play with those all the time.
I believe it. I was like, them things are awesome looking.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even know they were for sale. We saw them and we're like, oh, cool. Like, didn't know that, someone had yo-yos. Yeah, and they're pretty pricey. They're well made.
They are, but they're top of the line yo-yo. You will not find a better made yo-yo, I promise.
They're hard to use too.
Oh yeah. Hey,
You have to be professional.
Professional yo-yoers, if you're listening, come by SRI Performance and get your one-of-a-kind yo-yo.
There you go. There you go. All right, I want to know if either of you have walked through the showroom there and played with the plug wire machine, that shows the spark and everything up there, and who shocked themselves with it.
Oh yes, at least once a day.
I love customers I love watching customers walk in and they're over there like, what is this? And then they click it, they press it, and it shocks, and they jump thinking like they're going to get shocked. It's so funny.
Oh, it's the best. Grown men.
Oh, yeah. I saw it set up over there, and I went and pushed the button. I knew what it was going to do, but there was people standing around me, and it freaked them out, like, really quick.
Yeah. They're like, what is that?
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, that's awesome. So I want to know, since y'all both came out of college and everything, kind of similar times there, and went to work at SRI, do you still have fun working up at SRI?
It is very fun working at SRI. It's like a big family here. I love everyone here. We all get along super well. It's a really good work environment.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's just goofing around all day.
That's not true. Not all day. We're very professional. We get our work done.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, I know you do, but that's what I've always said about the racing industry, though. Nobody can take it overly serious. If you take anything in the racing industry overly serious, people don't trust you at that point for some reason. It's like you've got to have fun with them.
Know how to joke with people in this business for sure.
Yeah,
you can't take anything to heart.
No,
not at all, not at all,
not at all.
Oh, good deal, guys. Well, cool. All right. Well, this has been fun. I appreciate y'all coming on and hanging out with us. And,
of course.
And can't wait to get back up there and come see everybody and hang out with y'all some.
Yeah, we can't wait to have you. Thanks for having us on here.
All right.
I guess we'll see the World Finals.
For sure. For sure. All right, guys. This has been this week's edition of Hot Lap. All right. Thanks to the ladies there for coming on this week for Hot Laps. Like they just said, or like we say every week, SRI is the place to go, place to be, for all your race car needs. They got everything. They're Walmart for race cars, like I always say.
Yes, it.
So whatever you're doing, I know it's crazy to think about. I was looking at our schedule, for the rest of the year. We're kind of winding down already. So I mean, we got a couple months left, but that's about it for the year for us. So it's kind of in the planning phase of, all right, what do we want to do over the winter to have it ready for next year? So you guys head over to SRI Performance, get all the parts that you're going to need for your car for the winter or for whatever else. Or if you got the big races, I know there's a lot of big races still coming up this year for a lot of people. So if you got one of the big races coming up, you need to get ahead of the game and get you all the good go fast parts, as I call them. Head over to SRI Performance. Head over to www.sriperformance.com. Fill up your cart there. Get everything you're gonna need. At time of checkout, check out the promo code there and put in CBONE10. That's C as in
chicken.
BONE 10. You get yourself 10% off there at time of checkout. So go check them out. Also, same type deal, ladies and gentlemen, over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Best in the business. Y'all head over there, get all the materials you'll need to make that car look good, to make that car structurally sound. But not just that. Hey, I mean, it's like I tell them everyone, hey, it's deer season about to open up around here.
That's right.
It's time to build some deer stands.
You got all you want right there, man. Structural steel, round bar for anything, for any machine shops around. Anybody that runs machine shops like I do, they got everything in the world you need for any kind of application, whatever it is. Racing mainly, for sure, focused around that, but that's not all they have, for sure.
Definitely. So y'all head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Get yourself hooked up today with any of the good materials you need. Guess who I talked to yesterday after church?
Who it is?
I talked to Mr. Earl Ramey.
Oh, yeah.
I did. I talked to him for a few minutes there. Called him there. And we were actually talking about, and I'll go ahead and put this out there real quick. Our buddy, our good friend, Willie Milliken, he was running at Lakeview this past Saturday night and got done with the race and everything. They had the car on the jack. I know most of y'all know how the little pit jacks work. It's the single deal, goes up under the car. They drive the car up over top of it, and then it's hydraulic, and it's lifted up, and it picks the whole car up. Well, I don't know what happened. I don't know if the car just got a little bit off center or something. I haven't figured this out yet, but I mean, anything could happen. Anyway, Willie was under the car, and it fell off the jack. And they rushed him to the hospital in the ambulance and stuff, and thank God they figured out. They spent the night in the hospital just checking him out and everything. It bruised him up really, really, really bad. He's hurting, sore, ribs are sore, all that good stuff, but no broken bones.
That's amazing. That's for sure. That's God for sure there, buddy.
Ain't kidding. So he's gonna be sore for a little while. So that's what me and Earl were talking, because neither one of us had gotten an update on Willie at the time. So I was calling him to see by chance if he had heard, and he hadn't heard no more than I did. And so got a hold of some of Willie's crew guys after that, and I got the lowdown there. So, but anyway, so everybody be thinking of Willie Milliken. Hopefully he can heal up quick, get back in that race car. So I know that's where he wants to be.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
But so anyway, so I talked to Earl Ramey. He's like, man, we got to get up soon. We got to get together. I said, I know. We do. It's been too long. It's like the longest I've gone without seeing Earl. It's a sad situation.
Yeah.
I thought about it the other day. I hadn't seen Earl since January. I was like, what in the world? It feels like yesterday, but I hadn't seen him since January. But I know you guys out there in them race cars, y'all probably seen him because y'all been in the shop getting some of that horsepower from him. So y'all head over there to Earl Ramey Racing Engines and get you some of that power to go in your car. Once you get that horsepower strapped down in there, get back over there, get on his chassis dyno, set you up some time on his chassis dyno, find all the components that the bolt-ons that will work best for your application. Between bolt-on new pulley systems, new exhaust, whatever, and
whatever.
Yep, fans, all that good stuff. You never know where you can find 1 or 2 horsepower at, and so that's why he's got it there in shop. And the good thing is about it is 9 times out of 10, because he's done so many of them, he pretty much knows what's going to be the fastest to begin with, what's going to put out the most horsepower. So just depends on what you're doing with it, where you're racing at, because there's some tracks around here, if you're a regular at them, you don't need as much horsepower. You might need a little more torque in your car than you need just actual raw horsepower. And so that's what he knows. He knows how to get the most of whatever you need. But one of the big things he's going to put on there, probably, I don't care what you need, is he's going to tell you you're going to need some profab headers on that muscle there. So head over to Profab Headers and Exhaust. Talk to our buddy Andrew Garris. He'll hook you up with some of the not only best looking and best sounding, but they are the best performing exhaust for your race car on the market. I mean, you got people like Brandon Overton, all of Hendrick Motorsports. They all run Profab headers and exhaust. So that ought to tell you about everything you need to know right there.
That's it.
So y'all go check them out for sure. Get them on your ride today. Oh, so but anyway, speaking of the NASCAR Hendrick side, I guess they raced up at Michigan this past weekend, and old Bubba Wallace grabbed him a pole at Michigan.
Yeah, he was all excited about that. Right?
He was
for a little while.
He was well. I mean, he ended up running second. He was not excited about second, and I'm not. Going. You know what? I'm gonna actually somewhat applaud him for that. He got in his big contract finally once he went to 2311. That's kind of seemed like what he was looking for a long time, was like, I just want to get that big payday, And, whatever else has went around with it and blah, blah, blah. He's still not my guy out there on the track, but I'll give it to him with not being happy with second, because I don't like people that are just overly ecstatic, happy with second, unless you've just never run up front before. I get it if you've never run up front before. Like me last week when I run second, I was kind of happy about running second, not even gonna lie. But I hadn't been that far up front in quite a while, but no. So I give him a little bit with not settling for second. We'll put it that way. But not settling for second. But Kevin Harvick broke a 65 race winless streak.
Hard to believe he actually would say Kevin Harvick with a 65 race.
They were even saying that, and I'm just sitting there like, really? Has it been that long? And I'm like, I guess.
Yeah, 2 years almost. That's crazy.
And what's crazy is 2 years ago, between him and Denny Hamlin had won like everything.
Yeah, won like 9 apiece. Yeah. Yep.
So it's crazy to me. And this new car has not taken kindly to him, and I think that's kind of a Ford thing in general this year.
Right.
Fords have just not been fast for the most part.
Right.
So maybe I don't know. I don't think I can really judge off Michigan though. Michigan races almost more to me like a super speedway now. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he hadn't performed well all season. I don't think, judging off of one race to have a for sure guarantee, a good chance of getting into the top 8 or whatever in the playoffs. I just hadn't seen that yet. Maybe they're finding something. I don't know, but um,
Well, they
I
do
don't
call
know.
him the closer. Somehow he figures out how to. He won't be there all year,
Yeah,
and all of a sudden he'll go deep in the playoffs somehow.
yeah, somehow he will. I don't understand that either, really,
No.
but it's crazy to me how many winners we've had in 23 races. That's which I like. That is pretty cool. But the thing I don't like about it most of the time is some of those, lucked up wins, whatever, will get a car in the chase or in the playoffs. But really, most of the cars that have won this year, if not all, they're all pretty much up in that top 10 or so, pretty much about every week.
Well, I was kind of thinking that day actually myself. I was sitting there. I was like, I've been saying, and I do. I still want it to happen. There's 3 races left. There's 14 winners right now. So we could get, theoretically, we could get 17 winners. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen at Richmond. Watkins Glen, who knows? I see Chase Elliott probably doing pretty good there, but he hadn't done good on a road course actually in a while. Everybody talks about him all the time, but he hadn't done good in a while. I probably see someone like A.J. Allmendinger, who isn't a Cup regular, he's not running for Cup points, probably coming up there and doing something. That's just my thoughts. I don't know. It could easily
or Tyler Reddick again.
I was going to say it could easily be Tyler Reddick, could easily be Kyle Larson. Who knows? I mean, it's kind of a toss up. It's like a toss up between somebody who's not in points or somebody who's already up there in points. But after that, what else was there? There's Richmond, Watkins Glen, and then Daytona. Daytona, who knows?
Anybody?
Michael McDowell will probably win that.
Yeah,
and
probably so.
And that's just going to, which I don't know how the penalties worked out for Michael McDowell. I don't think that put him too far back because he has been like in the top 10 every week somehow.
Yeah, he has.
So that's been kind of impressive out of that team.
Yeah, for sure. But as of right now, Martin Truex is out, right?
Yeah, Martin Truex is out. Wow. But yeah, like you were saying, and I'm kind of on that same boat now. Is like, all right, well, I wanted this many winners, and I still do. I want that to kind of, I hate to say it, but I want it to kind of bite NASCAR in saying win and you're in. I don't think it should ever be one win and you're in. Now, maybe if we move that to 2 wins and you're guaranteed, locked in, I'm fine with that. But I want it to be more winners than what can actually be in there, because what that ends up doing, and it sucks, is somebody can run second all year long, have the most points in the world all year long, and not make it in playoffs.
Right.
Because they didn't win.
Ryan Blaney. I mean, I think Ryan Blaney's what? By points, he's like 3rd or 4th in points or something like that.
Yeah.
And so if there is 2 or whatever more winners, and he's gonna be out.
Exactly.
And he's averaged a 3rd or 4th place in 26 races. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that's what I want to bite, and I want them to take a look at again, because they didn't figure this would happen, but hey, it could happen, especially when you bring a new car like this. It's supposed to level the playing field, and you're making the playoffs. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a bunch of good cars in the playoffs, but and I'm just going to use Kevin Harvick for an example, because Kevin Harvick has not run that great all year. If Kevin Harvick is now going to the playoffs and he just runs like crap the whole time through the playoffs, what good is that done?
Right. Yeah, you take a Ryan Blaney and take him out, and put Kevin in, and Ryan's running top 3, 4, 5 every race. Kevin's running 20th. What does that show good? I just don't see that.
It's not a good look for the series, in my opinion.
No.
So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. It's like I said, I still want them to. Now, I don't want to see Ryan Blaney get kicked out of necessarily. I'd love to see him go win Richmond, which he could.
Yeah.
So, but I just want to see it happen. That way, they're sweating it a little bit, you know. But that's like
Right.
even I heard Freddie Kraft talking about the other day because Bubba's kind of right there close to that cut line. And he's like, if that many people make it, we're far enough back in points that it's not going to matter how many points we have because we're going to be the odd one out.
Right.
So they're sweating it a little bit already. The teams are sweating it, obviously.
Yep.
So.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, I mean, definitely it's going to fall back to points. And like you said, that would by points wise, which that's what I've been looking at all year. Really, it's just the actual points, not the playoff situation.
Well,
It's just
NASCAR.com
crazy to me.
will confuse you so much on it anyway. It don't matter what you want to look at.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. For sure.
But yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be interesting to see, but I'm glad to see the car, this year, regardless of what everybody thinks. I'm glad to see it's leveling the teams more so. It's not just the big three anymore or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of different teams running well, which I like to see.
Yeah, definitely. So it's been a wild year with it. And so it's gonna come down to Daytona, which is scary.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes. So, but anyway, guys, if you want to make it to, we're talking about you possibly making it into the playoffs. Who knows? It could happen. But you're going to have to get with a good marketing, to get you there. And there's none better out there than MPM, McAllister Precision Marketing. Get with Tanya, and she will just raise your brand in the sport to get you in front of faces that you need to be in front of and the people that you need to be in front of to be able to move to the next level and find those, you got to find those sponsorships to make it happen. And that's what we all need. And you got to have a great marketing company behind you to do that. So get with MPM and advance your career today. Marketwithmpm.com. Go check them out. But how about another thing I want to bring up? How about our buddy Fergie winning the USA 100?
He loves them long races.
Brought him home $20,000.
Yeah, I'd say this is definitely his biggest money-making season so far, and he's not running as much, which maybe is better for them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, which is wild though because there's an XR series race tonight actually in Wisconsin, and he's not going to it. He was kind of looking at the points for it.
Locked into them.
Yeah, kind of locked into it, but he's not going to make it to it. But he went to Virginia Speedway, I guess. And I can't really, I can't blame him by no means. It's like you're running for the same money, but you either go to Wisconsin or you go to Virginia.
Right.
That's kind of a no-brainer.
Right.
So, but anyway, Congratulations to him for sure. I texted him the other night. It's like, good deal, dude. So, but anyway, what else we got?
Let's see. I know I saw Derek got back in his late model and was running really good and had something wrong. I don't know if it was distributor or something.
Distributor went out on it.
Yeah, man, he has had nothing but bad luck this year. Period.
Yeah.
But I hate to see that. I want to see them do well and get back in victory lane for sure soon. Man, you go through cycles, I guess, sometimes, man. But every race he's been in the Xfinity car seems like it's some kind of bad luck. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
It's crazy, man. It is absolutely crazy.
But hopefully get it turned around soon for sure. And but yeah, I'm looking forward to the end of the regular season in Xfinity and Cup Series. Um, the silly season, I guess, if you will. I'm starting to see and read some stuff about all that, and what's to come, and Noah coming up. Maybe in GMS car, and I don't know. A lot of unknowns there, I guess. But man, at some point, I don't know. I don't know where all these guys are going to go. People not wanting to retire. Where's Kyle Busch going? Is he going anywhere? It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no clue. Pause 1 second. Yeah, I'm still waiting to see where the Kyle Busch contract talks fall, I guess. Like everybody says, the longer it looks and the longer they drag out, it doesn't seem like he's going to be back at Gibbs. But I will say this, and I actually noticed it because it was so different. When he got wrecked this past week,
yep.
Normally he will get out of a car and just be, mad if the media ask him something. He's crazy short with them and, don't want to talk. Well, he was a completely different person this week after being wrecked. I mean, he just kept talking, kept thanking sponsors and all this. It really was big on interstate batteries for some reason. And he was really cordial with the media, and he's just talking about, he said, we just got a string of bad luck, and it's just bad right now, but we'll get through it. I'm like, what? Who's this guy?
Yeah, you're right. Totally different than normal for sure. And I don't know. I mean, Interstate Batteries has been with Joe Gibbs forever. If they gonna maybe come on board for more of the year, or, I don't know, but I couldn't see him leaving and taking Interstate Batteries, but maybe, I don't know. But,
I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't think so either. And they talk about him possibly going to Stewart Haas racing. I don't know. I know Kevin Harvick said he'd like to have him as a teammate.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which kind of surprised me. Yeah.
They claim they got all over their stuff, and I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, because Eric Camarola, he's leaving. I don't know who's going in that car or whatever.
Maybe there's things now saying that they want Eric Camarola for one more year, and he might stay.
Wow. Well, he's got Smithfield. I'm sure that's his deal there. So
exactly, and Smithfield, from what I gather, Smithfield hasn't found another driver they really want to put in it. And so it's kind of, he's kind of just like, well, I might stay for one more year for y'all.
Right.
So I don't know. It's gonna be wild coming out of these last or the second half of the year, I guess we'll say, seeing what's going on. But anyway, guys, well, y'all be watching and we'll all find out together, I guess. So y'all go check it all out. But anyway, I want to thank all our partners, as always: SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Profab Headers and Exhaust, RK Motorsports Consulting, also Forward Bite Apparel. You guys go check out some Forward Bite Apparel, some of the best looking racing apparel on the market. So go get you some. Also check out Cole Vanderheiden in his rookie year of the 305 sprints, and check them all out. And it's cool stuff, really cool stuff. Also, Checkered, the race hub. Y'all go check them out. social media for racing. There, it is cool stuff. We're on there. You get on there. You'll really like it. But anyway, guys, well, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us today, and I guess we'll catch you next week.
Later.